Hello everyone, good morning. This is our second day of MDG online training demo. So just to give you a quick recap about previous session, what we had discussed on yesterday. So we had discussed on yesterday about what is a master data. Okay. So to give you quick understanding, because few of you are not attended on yesterday. We had taken an example for the laptop. Okay, so we had various variants of various models of laptops. So we had taken a specific variant, Dell XPS 13-inch with i5 processor, 8 GB RAM, silver variant of cost 80,000 INR. So this is the master data. And if 1,000 customers purchase this laptop, so if we are taking, if we are considering Amazon as a e-commerce portal for this scenario. So these 1,000 customers transactions will be maintained by Amazon in their portal. So each customer. So what was the transaction ID and what was the transaction details and what was customer address and when it was dispatched, when it was delivered, when it was ordered, and what was the return slot. So all the details would be maintained by Amazon in their portal. So 1,000 customers purchases, so then 1,000 records will be there. But what they have purchased this particular laptop. But this would be one-time data. This is not going to change. This will be same for 1,000 customers, but this transaction data will be changed. So now this one-time data is considered as master data and this is considered as a transactional data. Let's say there is some error in the pricing of master data. So then it would be loss to Amazon or whoever is the seller. So a small error in master data cause more loss to the organization. So that is the importance of the master data. And now we had discussed on yesterday what are the various types of data available in SAP. We have basis data, nothing but when when we want to use any software, so we need to install that software and we need to maintain some roles there and we need to create the user accounts and we need to manage the memory. All those things will be there. So upgradations, everything will be there. So that is considered as basis data in SAP because that is being done by the basis team in SAP. Okay, basis team is responsible for that. And as well as we have organizational data in SAP. Whereas if you take any organization, you will be having the departments and org units and maybe subdivisions will be there. It depends on uh, org structure, organizational structure. Will be having different roles, positions, all those things. So that all considered as the organizational data. In addition to that, let's say I want to create a material in SAP. So I want to create a material in SAP. Okay. So for creating a material, we need some core data. So that is called as a reference data. So that also considered as the organizational data and master data we had seen just now as well as transactional data. We have various types of master data in SAP as well as we have various types of transactional data in SAP. Also, we had seen in yesterday's session what were the challenges of master data. So let's say our master data is distributed across various geographic locations. Oh, sorry. So there may be a possibility of a duplicate master data and maybe incorrect data or incomplete data. And this leads into the incorrect, insufficient analytical reports. Okay, if there are any issues or such kind of issues, then the reporting will be having some unreliability. Similarly, master data maintenance. would be leading into the storage cost infrastructure. It can be humans or IT, whatever it might be. And as well as we have different lines of business in every organization. So if there is any error in the master data and it causes more loss, and all these people are going to get affected. And what is a data governance? So it's just to give you at a high level, data governance is nothing but if we want to ensure the quality and consistency among the master data, we have to impose some rules on the master data. So those rules are governed by the data governance concept. This is just a concept. Okay. So you can, I will share you the last day's session recording. Maybe you can go through that for the detailed explanation. But that is at high level. What is data governance? And to govern the data, what is the technology we would be using? Okay. So we have SAP MDG module, Master Data Governance. So SAP come up with a solution in the form of MDG to govern the master data, and that leads into the quality of the data and consistency of the data and reliability in the data. Okay, and these are the various capabilities of SAP MDG. These are various use cases. So SAP MDG come up with the central governance concept. It's nothing but if if our business is already if the client's business is already running in multiple systems, it can be Oracle or S4 or ECC or any non-SAP or SAP system. So if they want to have a central box, central management system for MDG, that central governance can be possible in the form of by using SAP MDG. So they can build a system, SAP MDG, as a central governance box, and from there they can govern the master data of other systems. Okay, it's like you can simply correlate as I'm remotely controlling the other system's master data. It's not as similar to that, but to give you a quick understanding, I'm giving that example. So there is something called consolidation. So when we have multiple systems, so when we want to have the central governance, we need to consolidate all the data from the source systems, and that would help in the reporting tools as well. So this is the complete picture. So here we have different source systems. Let's say Reliance Oil and Gas is there. They have their business in different regions. Let's say they have their business in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra. So it's a Oracle system, it's a SAP S4 system, and it's ECC system. So these three are running in different regions with the different softwares. Now, Reliance want to implement SAP MDG for their business. So when we have SAP MDG, they have to consolidate all this data and place it into the MDG system. And they have to, the master data would be further controlled in SAP MDG only, but not from here. So for that, what they would do, they copy all this data from the three systems and place it here. Here they govern the data and they send back to these systems again. Okay, same. It would be Maharashtra, Oracle system, and S4, Karnataka, and ECC, Andhra. Okay, so for whatever further changes in master data, that will be done here, and the respective changes will be sent to the relevant system in future. Okay, that is how this consolidation and central governance works at high level. So going further, we will be seeing in more detail about this concept. Don't worry about if you don't understand at the moment. And this is again consolidation for mergers and acquisitions. So it's nothing but mergers means when we have the different systems across the different geographic locations, we'll be merging into our central governance system. And acquisition is nothing but, let's say, for now we have built the central governance system for the countries India, Singapore, and Germany. We have merged these three into our SAP MDG. Now, after 1 year, client got one more merger. They want to merge one more country. So let's say they want to merge Ireland. So then this is considered as an acquisition. Okay. So that is nothing but the mergers and acquisitions. So that can be possible. Now, so that was about yesterday's demo. It's a quick recap. And in today's session, we are going to see what are the various user interfaces available in SAP MDG and how we are going to work with them. So just to give you a quick understanding, let me take you to the system. So this is our SAP MDG system. Okay. Don't worry if you are new to SAP and if you don't know how to connect to that. Going further, we'll be discussing that in detail. And these transaction codes, you don't need to worry about all these things. I just wanted to show you how it look like. So here we have a governance of various types of master data. We got material governance, business partner governance, customer governance, as well as a financial governance, all these things. So if you want to say, these are the pie charts which gives some reporting view of our changes in master data in MDG. Okay. If we see here how many master data are approved, how many are rejected, how many are went in error. Similarly, there is something called change request in MDG. To just to give you quick understanding about that. So in your daily routine, you used to raise a request for your IT service desk or any service desk in your organization. So as soon as you raise the incident, so they give you some ID for future references. Similarly, here also in SAP MDG, when we are performing any changes on master data, so one ID will get generated, numerical number. Okay, that is nothing but the change request. Okay, so now here we have various processes available on master data of material as well as on for different master data will be having different process. So we can search for any material in the system, we can create a new material, we can change the existing material, we can delete, as well as we can process multiple materials at a time. And what are all the various change requests created for the material governance, you can see all those things. And you can get the reportings, you can replicate the data to the target systems. So we had seen one scenario when we have multiple systems, once the data is governed in the MDG system, we need to send it to the target systems. So that is called as data replication. So as well as we have something called data transfer to load the data from a file. Okay. So now we'll quickly see one particular scenario. So, so there is a different search criteria. If you want to search a material based on which attribute you want to search, you can choose whatever you want. So if you don't provide anything, all the existing materials will be picked up. Okay. So we have more than 100 materials. So if you can see, all these are the existing materials in the system. So if you want to see any existing material, you can click on that, it will be open up. Or if you want to create a new material, you can click on here. Don't worry about all those pop-ups and all. Okay, this is the material screen creation, material creation screen. As I said, when we are performing any changes in master data, so you will be generated with a change request ID. So this is the change request for this 475. So that means so far 474 materials were processed in this system. Okay, and all these things okay, you no need to worry at the moment. So these are different views of material. So whatever the views we would like to fill in, we can fill in and create material. Now I just fill in the basic details. Okay, now once I fill in, I can check if any errors in the master data. So there is an error, and we need to provide the errors. Error fields will be highlighted in red. You can easily identify. Or here, if you click on this, it will navigate you to this. Okay. Okay, maybe there is some issue in the data. Or let me see. Yeah. Okay, let me delete this one. Okay. So now let me check for the errors. So there are no errors. So now here MDG has a concept called governance process. So to make it more simple, let's say you have you have applied a personal loan. Okay. As soon as you submit your documents, your loan is will not get approved immediately, or your loan amount will not get disbursed into your account. So it has to go under certain approvals. At each stage of approval, they will be validating some information of you and then taking it to the further level. Similarly, here in MDG also, we got a concept of governance process. So the governance process is nothing but taking your master data under certain approvals. How many approvals and how many levels we need to establish, that depends on the client. If you take HDFC, HDFC has separate process. ICICI approval, loan approval process is different, as well as Axis Bank loan approval process is different. Similarly, here also we will be having different clients. We would be having Reliance, Vodafone, Airtel, and they want to have their own number of approval levels. Okay, based on the client requirement, we need to build the number of levels of approval, and then once the person, so whoever is applying the loan, that is that person is called as loan applicant. Similarly here, whoever is initiating the master data change, or simply whoever is creating the change request, that guy is called as requester. So once requester is provided all the required data, then requester will be submitting. As soon as the requester submits, it takes to the next level of approval as per the design. Okay. Let's say requester is submitting. I am the requester now here. Okay. I have submitted my change request 475. Let's refresh this. So here I assigned myself as the approver because it's a training system. And this is the first level of approval. I can send it for revision if there is any correction in data required, or I can take it to the next level by clicking on finalize processing. Now it went to the second level of approval. So here I can either reject or approve. Let's say I'm approving. So the workflow is in progress. It's a background process. Okay, now if you see the status is approved, final check approved. Okay, this this leads that governance process is completed for this material. Okay, this is how the governance process looks like in SAP MDG, and that is one of the user interfaces. So this is NWBC view we had seen just now, as well as this is the floor plan manager view. This also we have seen, and we have something called Fiori application view. It's available only in S4 systems, but I'm not sure. Okay, so it's taking to the Fiori level. So this is the Fiori view. So here you can see what are the governance process are available. So far nothing is configured except I think business partner. Okay, so this looks like this. There will be Fiori tiles for each master data, and we can create a change request here as well. Request new material, new profit center, new customer, or whatever it is. Okay. This is another view. Okay, so is this clear for everyone so far? Okay, I hope it's clear for everyone. Now we'll be seeing a new concept called deployment options in MDG. Okay, so what is a deployment and what is a deployment option in MDG? So it's nothing but how we install SAP MDG software component in our system. That's called as deployment option. So there are different ways to install SAP MDG component. Okay, so we are going to discuss those options. So don't worry about this uh, text and all. So here we could see two options are there: hub option as well as co-deployment option. Okay, now let's say here we had segregated.
Yeah, hi
Anyone has?
Venkat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was unable to see your screen.
who is it? Okay, so are you able to see now?
Yeah, I can able to see now.
So since how long it's missed?
No, just only for a few minutes, 2 minutes.
Okay, then fine. Yeah, maybe somehow it was stopped. Okay, so now let me take. Yeah, so now we are going to discuss about the deployment options in MDG. So deployment options are nothing but how we are going to install SAP MDG in our system. So that is nothing but the deployment options. Okay, let me give you a scenario, and then I will come back to this PPT. Okay, now let's say I have a current system available. Okay, let's say it's Oracle system. Okay, of Reliance for Maharashtra. I will simply make it as MH. Okay, so now they are already running their business, and the scenario here is client Reliance, and the division of their business is oil and gas. Okay, they have their business in multiple regions, so I'm taking few of them. So they are already running their business in the Oracle system for Maharashtra regions. Similarly, let's say they are running SAP S4 HANA for Karnataka region. Okay, and they are running SAP ECC for AP region. Now, so they have their business already running in these three systems. So these three are considered as operational systems. Okay, these three are considered as operational system because these three are already running in their business. So they have their all transactions data, all master data, everything available in these three systems. Now, what is the client requirement is they want to implement SAP MDG. Okay, so now when they want to implement SAP MDG, they have to uh, decide how many systems they want to convert into MDG. Okay, whether they want to convert the operations of these three into SAP MDG, or they want to convert only these two in operations of these two into SAP MDG, or they want to convert only this one into SAP MDG. These are the possible options. So to make it more simple, full operational systems, or make it complete operational systems, or few of operational systems, single operational systems. So if you take any client which is already running their business, so you could see only these are the options when they have their business in multiple uh, source systems. Okay, so now how they want to decide, what is the criteria they have to decide. So it depends on their internal criteria, frankly speaking. So they can decide whether they want to convert all or few or only one. But whether when they have to choose any of these options, what are the various ways to install MDG or various ways to convert this into MDG. So that we are considering, we call as deployment option. Okay, how they are converting and how they are going with the installation option of MDG for the for their operational business. And again, there may be another possibility. The client is newly starting their business, and from the beginning only they want to go with SAP MDG. So that is altogether a different case again. Okay, so now what are the various possible deployment options available? So let's take these two scenarios. Complete operational systems are few of the operational systems. Now, let me reduce the size of this. Okay. Okay. So now client can, one second. Yeah. So now I am choosing these two options. Either they want to completely convert all the operational systems into SAP MDG, or they want to convert only few of their operational systems into SAP MDG. In that case, what is the available deployment option? And for these two cases, one deployment option is available, And for the other one, we have a separate deployment option.
Hey Venkat, we lost your audio.
Oh, sorry, it went on mute somehow. I don't know. Okay. So where did you lose? So from the beginning of this concept, or just now?
I think when you are explaining into the single operational system.
Okay, okay. Thanks for letting me know. So here, these are the possible scenarios, and when we have these two scenarios, we can choose one deployment option one, and for this scenario we could choose different deployment option. Okay, so now let's say I have my SAP MDG, and I am considering these two for now. So if I consider the first one, I need to copy the operation source operational systems data into SAP MDG. So for this, what is the deployment option available? So this I could consider as hub deployment option. Okay, it can be complete operational system or few of the existing operational systems. To make it more simple, more than one. If we have more than one source systems converting into MDG or merging into MDG, then we will be choosing a deployment option called hub deployment option. Okay, and how about the second one? Let me copy this. So here I'm kind of taking the second scenario. So then there won't be any single one. There won't be any multiple ones, and it's not a hub deployment option. So I just want to convert single operational system into MDG. Okay, now, so I just convert this single system into MDG. So in this case, what is the deployment option available? So here we have another deployment option called co-deployment option. So that is nothing but the co-deployment. It can be anything. So let's say it can be this one, and the client want this one also as a separate MDG. So we can choose this option. Okay. So now we could see, we had discussed two deployment options in available in SAP MDG: hub deployment option and co-deployment option. So hub deployment option comes into picture when we have more than one source systems going to merge into MDG, and co-deployment option when we are converting single operational system into MDG. So is this clear so far for everyone? what is hub and what is co-deployment. Okay, now this is the system status. So this is the status of the system. So if you can see here, we are using the SAP HANA system. It's a SAP HANA, it's a HANA database. And if you see these details, you could see all the installed product software components in this system. And here, if you see MDG application component has been installed. Okay. So here we have installed MDG component in one system, and we don't have any multiple source system for this. This is the standalone system. So can anyone say whether it is considered as a hub deployment option or co-deployment option? Any guess? Yeah, so it's a co-deployment option because it's a standalone system. In the standalone system, we have installed a SAP MDG software component, and we did not merge any other systems into other systems data into SAP MDG, and we don't have any connections from this system to other systems. So this is nothing but the co-deployment option. Okay, so that is a co-deployment option. And hub system, we could see in the real time. Since it is a training system, we cannot see the hub system in our training. Okay, so that is how we can differentiate between a hub deployment option and co-deployment option. So now coming back to our presentation. So whatever I had discussed there, so I just depicted in the picture here. Okay, if it is a hub system, we'll be having a multiple operational systems, and if it is a co-deployment, we'll be having single operational system. Okay, in the single operational system, we'll be installing SAP MDG add-on. It's nothing but a software component. Now, so there is something called staging and active area. So I will come back to this portion. So at the moment, I don't want to discuss this one. It will get confused for you. So now let's see in more detail about the co-deployment option. So as many of you are aware of SAP landscape. So in SAP, we have ECC, and the latest one we have S4. Okay, so we can install SAP MDG on ECC as well as S4. We can have MDG component available on ECC and S4 system as well. So how co-deployment option works for ECC system, and how co-deployment option works for S4 system, as well as we will see how hub deployment option works for ECC and how deployment option works for S4 system. So let's say this is my operational system. Since I am having ECC, so I have my operational ECC system. Okay, and sorry, just to give a small correction here, it's my mistake. So since these are non-SAP, this is a non-SAP system, we cannot install MDG here. We can install MDG only on SAP system because it's a SAP component. Okay, so this is the correct picture. Somehow I missed that one. co-deployment option. So the concept is same, but it was placed in the on the wrong system. So it should be on SAP only. Okay. So now coming back to our discussion, let's say we have operational system, which is nothing but the SAP ECC system. So how the co-deployment option works on operational ECC system. So as we had seen in the initial discussion, we have different types of data in SAP: basis data, organizational data, master data, and transactional data. So all this data will be available on operational ECC system. Now, SAP MDG deals with only master data. Now, this operational ECC is nothing but the running business transactional system. Okay. So when we say co-deployment, we are not having any separate MDG system, but rather we would be installing MDG in the current business system only. Okay. So now what we are doing is on operational ECC, on top of operational ECC, there will be some add-on component installed. What is that? MDG component. So if you guys are aware of earlier days, few years back, when we want to practice something, we would be installing VMware in our laptops. So, but now the procedure is different. Somewhere some server is being maintained, but we are accessing that server using the remote login. So when we have the VMware installed, so that VMware is installed on our laptop itself. We are not having any, we are not buying any separate system to for the VMware and spending extra money, nothing like that. We have already Windows available. On top of Windows, we will be having VMware. There we would be practicing our software, whether it can be SAP or any other software. That is one option. Second option, which is currently available, somewhere the remote servers are there. There they will be installing MDG or SAP or anything, and they will be giving some remote credentials. We access that from remote server and we do our work. But compared to both, in the first option, when you install that in your laptop, you would be having your own data. That is your regular usage system. So there won't be any loss of that one. So in addition to the regular operations, regular activities, on top of that, you would be doing the VMware operations as well. In the current scenario, the remote server won't have your regular data or your personal data or any of your data. They would be having only the software relevant data. So you would be accessing that one from the remote location. Similarly, we have operational ECC. In operational ECC also, they are installing a component. There will not have, nothing will happen to the existing data. It still remains them same. On top of this, they are installing MDG component. So MDG component has two types of data: inactive data and active data. Just like here we have different types of data. This we will see later. But for now, just remember MDG component got two types of data. And there will be a data sharing happens. So you can access this data here, or you can access this data here. That is nothing but the first option. First option of co-deployment option, nothing but installing on MDG ECC. Sorry, installing MDG on ECC. Now, how we can install MDG on S4? Okay. So this is the second option we will see now. Let's say we have a S4, which is again operational system. When I say operational, remember guys, this is the current ongoing business system, okay, which is already in use. This also got, S4 also got all these types of data. And here you can see MDG component is inbuilt. So S4 HANA got inbuilt software component, nothing but MDG. You no need to separately install MDG. You no need to buy separate license for the software component from SAP. When when client purchases S4 license, so they will be getting MDG component, pre-built MDG component. Again, they will get only the component, but for activation and usage, they need to purchase additional license. It's simply like, let's say when you purchase your laptop, you get some components like maybe MS Office and something will be there. But your license will be started as soon as you activate that only. For that activation, either you need to purchase that software or you need to just leave it as is. You won't use that one, but that is there in your laptop. Similarly, when client purchases S4 HANA license, they will get S4 HANA MDG component inbuilt, like whatever we have currently seen in my training system. So that is the S4 system. So it's a pre-built SAP MDG component. So since it is a IDS system, so we can activate all the MDG services, everything there. So similarly here also the data sharing would be happen. No much difference. Only the difference is here separate component will be installed and here inbuilt component is available. So that is for the code deployment option. So any questions so far? So are you able to follow or am I moving faster? Okay. So now
One
let's see.
question.
Yeah.
So, one question regarding the deployment of.
Sorry, your voice is not audible clearly.
Question regarding Ethiopia model. On top of S4, which is used for EA models.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, go
Can
ahead.
you go through that also? Will you be able to go through that also, or that's a separate?
So it's altogether a different master data. It's a EA master data because that is an additional license. So since we are using the training system, we don't get that license. So that is how we need to spend more amount for them. So currently in our systems, we could practice on material master, business partner, and finance. But more or less, when you understand the concept, so it would be similar. There won't be much difference. I can assure you on that. And if I get any documents, maybe in their from their portal, we can get some documents. So I can walk you through the documents. I will try to ensure that you will understand the concepts.
Because our project, they are using Ethiopia, and it's EM are the components also for that.
Okay. So,
From
but we
business
don't,
partner and the other
yeah,
financial one.
okay, I understood. But we don't have that Utopia components installed in our training systems. Maybe I will
Can
try
we?
if required. But outside, I don't think it will be possible because a separate license from Utopia is required to use that one. So training servers, they won't spend that much amount, I believe.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I can walk you through the model, how it works and how they have implemented their data models. So we could find some documents from the marketplace. So I can walk you through that, the data model design and how they have designed all those things, everything.
Mhm. And which version is this in S4 HANA?
1909.
9.0?
1909. Yeah. 9.2 MDG version. S4 version 1909.
1909. So 9.0 is an old version, or?
Compared to the latest version, it's not too old, but just two subversions old. That's it.
So 9.2 is the latest, right? And 9.0 is the old one.
And 9.0 is the older, 9.2 is the latest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and now we would see hub option. So with this, we would conclude our session. Hub option we see on ECC and as well as on S4. So similarly, I have my operational system. So now this is my operational system, which has all these types of data. And I have MDG installed on ECC, which has MDG component available. So when we are building the hub scenario, we have to remember that this transactional data is applicable only for the operational system. MDG deals with only master data. We don't need any transactional data. So let's say it can be 1 to n, sorry, 2 to n. If you have one also, you can convert into hub system, but we don't see any customers converting one system into MDG. It can be rare. That's why I'm taking an example of minimum two operational systems to any number of operational systems. So they are converting into hub scenario, hub option. So now for converting into hub scenario, we need to have separate MDG system. So if that separate MDG system can be on ECC or can be on S4, I'm taking a first scenario, MDG on ECC. Okay. This is a general ECC system, and whereas I have MDG component installed. Now, when we take a hub scenario, we have to copy all the source systems data into MDG. And from there, we need to govern our master data from the MDG system. Now, what types of data we need to copy from the source system? That is a big question when we are building a hub scenario. Okay. So now, mandatorily, we need to copy the master data. Okay, that is mandatory. And basis data, arc data, that based on the client requirement, they may manually configure this data, or they may do in terms, they may copy in terms of some transports or BC sets or whatever it is. They have different, we have different mechanisms to copy that one. Basis data, arc data, master data. And we don't copy the transactional data because this is not a transactional system. This is a master data system. So we just need master data of the source systems to be governed here. And as well as MDG component got inactive data and active data. So the data share will be happen within MDG. And as I said earlier, once we govern all the master data in our MDG system for hub scenario, we need to replicate back here so that the source systems will use that master data. Okay, let me take you an example. So I have a product here. Let's say take any example. Okay, I have a mouse. Okay, the master data is available here for mouse. So there are different data items. So let's say one such as price 1000 INR. Okay, now when we are building hub system, when we copy the master data, this data will be copied to here. Then here we govern the master data, and we have revised the price to 1200 INR. Now these transactions use master data, but when we are having the MDG in place, then when we govern this master data, we need to send it back to the source system. Then it will be corrected to 1200, and then this updated master data will be used by the transactional or data or any operations in the system. So that is nothing but a MDG hub on ECC. Similarly, MDG hub on S4, there won't be any difference except the MDG component installation. everything would be same. There is no difference. Only we have a pre-built component in S4 system for MDG. That's the only difference. So this is about hub option on MDG for MDG on S4. So that's all about second day of our demo. So with this, I would like to ask, get any questions from anyone relevant to the course or about the course I have already explained on yesterday, but if you guys were not attended, maybe you can feel free to ask whatever you have the queries.
Yeah, hi Venkat. So what is the main difference between SAP MDM and what and MDG?
So that we are planned for the regular sessions. So in the regular session, we will be discussing the differences. Sorry for not discussing at this moment.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone on the topics covered so far on the course?
Venkat, do you have the content for the entire course, the topics?
Yeah, I will share you an email. Or you want me to show it now?
Yeah, it's fine, whatever.
So this is our course content. So total duration would be 50 to 55 hours. And we'd be providing you the server access on S4 1909 version for 2 months. Or let's say due to some issues, the course might have extended for 1 more month. So you will get server access for 3 months. So as long as the course continues, you will be getting the server access, but I believe it won't go beyond 2 months. Maybe 1 week might be extended, not more than that. So, and what you can expect from the course, you can get the real-time oriented training. We'd be taking you the real-time scenarios. Most of the cases, I cannot assure you 100%, but at least 70 to 80%, I would cover the real-time oriented. Few things are not possible because we are not having the real-time systems. That is the limitation. And I would be providing you the study materials, as well as we'll be giving you the assignments, and we'll be conducting mock interviews based on your interest again, that is, and we'll be assisting you in preparing your resumes, and we'll provide you the recorded sessions of our classes. So you will get the access for 1 year, but you are unable to download due to some privacy issues, but you can access anytime. And we have different roles: technical folks, functional folks. For technical folks, these are the mandatory skills. And if you don't have any knowledge on WebDeveloper or FPM, it's okay. So I will be covering that as well. And for functional folks, it's good to have the domain background, domain knowledge, either MM or BP or finance, whatever you feel comfortable, plant maintenance or anything. And
One question.
yeah.
Will you also cover BRF plus?
Yeah, MDG relevant
since
BRF
needs
plus.
to go.
Yeah, MDG relevant BRF
Yeah.
plus will be covered.
Okay. So even if you are coming from a functional background, will you able to cover that?
Yes, yes.
And also the technical side of it.
Yeah. So here this is actually MDG is not. We cannot divide the complete content into technical aspect and functional. It's a mixture of both. So whenever
Both, yeah.
you get a technical aspects, if you are a functional, if you get technical aspects, maybe you can just watch it for your understanding or knowledge purpose, so that you will understand what's happening in the background, and how the efforts are involved in that, so that it will be good for your knowledge. And
The reason I ask,
Mhm.
the reason I ask, let's say in the real project, there will be a functional MDG and a technical MDG. Is that correct?
Yes,
so,
correct.
So duties will be divided, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When we say functional MDG, so the folks from the functional background, like from MM consultants or SD consultants or FICO consultants. So if they are aware of MDG concepts and MDG configurations and all, and they are considered as a functional consultants because they have to if our client is implementing material master, they are the responsible persons to configure all the material master reference data and whatever the material domain relevant configurations, SPRO configurations or whatever, and preparing the specifications and doing the testing and system validations and all. But in the background, for MDG to work, we need to implement something and we need to build the workflows and the data model extensions, UI extensions. So that technical folks are going to handle.
Okay. No.
Am I answered your question?
Yeah. So basically, the duties are divided, but you have to work along with the technical.
Yeah, correct.
Together.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, sure. No
But you will be covering both, so that if you are functional, we can also learn technical, and if
so
you are technical,
I will not be covering the reference data or any core relevant or core functional domain relevant things, but whatever relevant to MDG, that I am going to cover.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
thanks.
this is the first unit. We'll be discussing all the core MDG concepts. It would be more into the theoretical. So sometimes you may get bored since it is complete theoretical, but it's a must to understand. And we would see what are the baseline configurations required when we are when we are configuring new MDG system, what are the required configurations. But again, since we don't get the fresh system, we cannot configure or we cannot get hands-on for this unit, but I would cover what are required and what are the guides available, how we will be performing all these activities so that it will be useful for you. And data modeling. So there is something called data modeling. So we'll see creating a new data model and extending the existing standard data model and various concepts of that one. As well as we have something called SMT and data quality check, which deals with the search and all. And we have user interfaces, UI modeling, we call it as. So creating a new user interface, extending the existing interfaces, and process modeling. So here we have MDG workflows for BRF plus and all. So we'll be creating a BRF application for MDG workflows governance processes. This is one governance process. So we'll be seeing all those things. Here we have email notifications, determining agent dynamically, so many things. And we have the data replication framework as well as data import framework. And we have enriching MDG standard codes, nothing but enhancing the standard MDG features as per the client requirement. So we are going to see all these things. So any questions so far? Okay, so I think that's all for today. So we will be in touch with you for further actions. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.